Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Idina binti Rashid and my other team members is Sharifah NUR'ANEEFA ANIZA binti Wan Muhammad, AIDID SABREE bin Muhammad AZAMUDDin, NAHDATUL SYAHIRAH binti DIAMAN and Muhammad MUQRI bin Muhammad SAPINY. Our team will be presenting about Dataran Cendekia management system.
So we'll move on to company background. So the company that we chose for our group project is Dataran Cendekia. Dataran Cendekia is the outdoor food court of UiTM Shah Alam, known as DC by students. Dataran Cendekia serves a variety of foods and drinks to the university students and several staff members. UiTM Shah Alam is the rightful owner of Dataran Cendekia. Other than that, Dataran Cendekia situated between three colleges, which are College Mawar, College Melati, and College Teratai as the center.
We will move on to the case study. The first is the problem statement. The first problem is that the manual system in DC food court faces difficulty with efficiency and customer satisfaction. The customer have to form a queue before making an order, and once the order is placed, they must wait near the counter until the purchase is prepared. The next problem is that because most menu in DC food court are out of date, customers are unaware of newly added item or item that have been sold out. The menus in every stall in the DC food court are typically attached to a wall behind the counter. Also, not every item in the menu list have a graphical representation that will enable customer to choose what they want. The issue with the conventional method of ordering food and beverage is that it relies on verbal exchange between the cashier and the customer. Miscommunication is common in a busy, noisy environment. The problem arises when the cashier and customer do not speak the same language, or if the customer make a big purchase of item that causes an error in calculation or a mix-up in the ordering process.
For the objectives of this project is first to provide a system for the user where they can view and buy the menu available in the DC food court online. Next, to create a platform for students to reserve a seat in advance and see if the shop is open or closed. Other than that, to build a website where the student can directly purchase the item online without having to queue for a long time. Last but not least, to develop a more efficient system for the management staff, such as updating the availability to dine in at the cafe and have a proper way to record all the orders.
Okay, so I will continue the presentation with our ERD and flowcharts for our system. So for ERD part, as we can see on the screen, we have 10 entities with its own attributes. So for the first entity, we have admin account entity. So for admin account entity, it has admin ID as primary key, followed by dish ID as foreign key 1, user ID as foreign key 2, menu ID as foreign key 3, and stall ID as foreign key 4. Next, we have stall entity. So for stall entity, it has stall ID as primary key, followed by dish ID as foreign key. So next, we have dishes entity. So for dishes entity, we have dish ID as primary key, followed by menu ID as foreign key. Next, we have menu entity. So for menu entity, it has menu ID as primary key and no foreign key. So next, we have user account entity. So for user account entity, it has user ID as primary key and followed by reserve ID as foreign key. Other than that, as we can see, we applied inheritance concept in user account, which means that user account as a parent to its child class, which are guest and student. So move on to other entities, which is orders entity. So for orders entity, we have order code as primary key, followed by user ID as foreign key 1 and invoice ID as foreign key 2. Next, we have invoice entity. So for invoice entity, it has invoice ID as primary key and no foreign key. Last but not least, we have reservations entity. So for reservations entity, it has reserve ID as primary key and also no foreign key. So that's all for ERD for our system. We move on to flowchart. So as we can see on the screen, for our flowchart, it has two categories, which are admin and user. So for admin part, as usual, admin has to log in first in order to manage the system. However, if the admin does not have an account, they need to register first and then log in back. So after the login process, the admin can manage items that are available in DC. They also can manage orders that customers made. Admin also can manage payments and manage users such as update their username or password. And last, the admin also can manage reservations that customer made. After that, the admin will go to logout process. So move on to user part. Same goes to user part. The user need to log in first in order to use the system. However, if the user does not have an user account, they need to register first and then log in back. After the login process, the system will show the items that available in GC. So the user or customers can view the items and add to cart if they want to make the purchase. And then the user will place the order and make payment using online banking or cash. Other than that, the user can reserve table. So if the user want to reserve table, the user need to provide number of guests. However, if the user does not want to reserve the table, the user will simply straight to the logout process. So I think that's all for ERD and flowchart for our system, and I will pass to other presenters. So that's all for me. Thank you.
This is our 3NF relational schema. We have admin account with the attributes admin ID, first name, last name, admin account ID, admin password, admin email, manager ID, dish ID, user ID, menu ID, and stall ID. Next, we also have stall with stall ID, address, phone number, email, opening hour, payment method, and dish ID. We also have dishes, dish ID, dish name, dish description, price range, dish image, and menu ID. And then menu with menu ID, menu name, menu description, menu image, and menu price. And the last one is status. And then next we have user account with the attribute user ID, first name, last name, user email, user account ID, user password, guest name, guest email, guest point, student ID, student name, student email, token number, and reserve ID. And then we also have orders with order code, order date, order quantity, order price, user ID, and invoice ID. Next, invoice ID, item name, total quantity, total price, order time, and order status. And the last one is we have reservation with the attribute reserve ID, number of guests, email, phone number, reservation date, and reservation time.
For the next part, I will present the 10 SQL queries that we implement in our database.
Okay, this is the code of the 10 queries. First, we go through the first code. Okay, the first queries is require us to display user full name, user email, and user account. Okay, first we use the select statement, which we select the first name and the last name, and when we combine the first name and the last name, we will name it as the new column, which is a full name. Okay, so when we run the code, it will give us the combination of the first name and the last name for user account ID. For the second queries, display order code, date of order, and order quantity for order price that are below RM20. So we start with the select order code, order date, order quantity, and order price, and from orders table. Okay, where the condition is that the order price is less than 20. So when we run the code, the output will give us the order price that is less than 20, which is 15 and 11. Now move on to the third query, which I will find details of username for user account that ends with AH by using the substitute function. Okay, this is the code, which is here the condition we need to specify what the letter we need to find, which is AH. So when we run the code, it will give us Muhammad Shah user account ID, which is Muhammad Shah, which has AH as the end of the account ID. Go to the fourth query, which display the range of price for all dishes by using case function. So as usual, we use the select, then we use the case. So when the menu price is less than 15, then we need to indicate that is a low price. Then when the menu price is less than 30, then it is an average price. So when the menu price is less than 50, then it is a high price. So when we run this code, it will give us the output, which is the menu name, menu price and the menu price range. So 7 is less than 15, so it will give us the low price. Quiz number 5. We require to find the total price and the average of price for all orders that are grouped by total quantity. The result of average will be rounded as a whole number. So we select a total price, which is we use the sum function, and average of the total price, which we use the round function. So the average of total price will be round to a whole number. Run the code, and this is the output, which is grouped by total quantity. Next, find the manager name and their subordinate name. Okay, first, we know that this is the recursive relationship, so we select admin, first name as manager, subordinate last name as subordinate from admin account, where the condition is that admin ID in admin is same as admin ID in subordinate. So when we run out the code, it will give us the admin first name and the subordinate last name. Seventh query, which display of menus with this name AZIAH, but having the menu price better or same than all ICT. Okay, we select our menu table, where the condition is that the menu price is greater or same than all menu price with the menu name of ICT. So when we run the code, it will give us the menu name is AZIAH with the menu price 7, which indicates that 7 is either greater or same as the menu price of menu name ICT. Next, we check the list of reservations that have 4 and 5 number of guests by using the set operators. For this code, we are using the union set operators, which we will combine the reservation that have number of guests of 4 and the reservation that have number of guests of 5. So when we run the code will give us the reservation that has number of guests of 5 and 4. Next will be find the number of orders that have been made in year of 2023. So we will need to count the order code from order table, which the condition is that the order date is in 2023. The output will be 5, which means that there is a 5 order code that have order date in 2023. Last but not least, find the store name and indicate with yes if the store name contains H, and no if there is no H in their store name. So we select the store name and use the NVL2 function and indicates yes or no if the store name contains H. So run the code first, and this is we get the output will list all the store name and add a column which is contain H. The answer will be yes if the store name has the H in their name, and no if there is no H in their store name.
Okay, Assalamualaikum, and my name is AIDID MUHAMAD. So we continue the presentation with our system demonstration. So as we can see, this is our system, DC food court system, and this is our homepage. So in this homepage, we put many image of food and drinks to show that this is food ordering, online food ordering system. Yeah. Okay. So that's all for homepage. We move on to gallery page. So same as homepage, we put some image with this transaction to make it look and see. So this is for nasi lemak, Chinese food, and Western food. So that's all for gallery. We move on to services page. So for services, we show that some of services that we made, such as we provide variety of foods and drinks with affordable price, and also we ensure that our DC is clean and 24 hours support. So some image and testimonials from previous customer, and some history about our national dish, such as nasi lemak, Chinese food, and Western food. So that's all for services. We move on to about us. So in this about us page, we told our vision and mission for our DC system. Okay, so that's all for about us. We move on to login page, which is the crucial part or crucial page in the system. So this is our interface for user sign in. So this is for sign in and this is for sign up. And let's say if I don't have user account, so I need to sign up for a new account. So just simply click that and then enter our credentials such as full name, IDID SABREE, email, this one, username, IDID 123, password also IDID 123. So just click register and then it says that your account successfully registered. So same goes in the database. So if we click refresh, as we can see the new data has been added, which is this new account. Okay, so after we registered, we has to sign in and put the details. I did 123, password I did 123, and then click sign in. Successfully login. Okay, so this is our user dashboard interface. So in this interface, we can see that user can make food and drink order, and this is our available stall in DC. Yes. So other than that, user can make a table booking. So this is our interface for table booking, and also this is kind of like invoice for the customer order. Okay. So first we try to make some order items. So let's say I want to make purchase in Gerai Nasi Abeh. Just click view menu, and this is the menus that are available in Gerai Nasi Abeh, nasi ayam bau and nasi ayam batu meat. So let's say I want to place order for nasi ayam batu meat, just click add to cart, and the data or the items will be at our cart, this shopping cart. Okay, so let's say I want to add another items such as drinks. Just simply go back and then click Gerai Aneka Air, and then choose our favorite drinks. For me, I will choose air Milo. So as we can see, the air Milo is already added to the cart, and the total become 9 ringgit 50 cent. Okay, so if we made our mind and want to check out, just click that, and this our details before we click order. And then for our system, we use cash on delivery, which means that if the food's already if the food already which means that customer will pay the order if the items has been delivered. Okay, so just click order now. Are you sure? Yeah, okay. And then it will say that thank you IDID 123, your order has been placed successfully. So this is our summary on the order. And then we can see in database the order. Okay, so the data are already in the database. These two for IDID 123, these two items, foods and drinks. So and if we want to delete or cancel our order, just simply delete. So delete, click delete. Okay, and then the data will be deleted. Same goes on this database. So as we can see, the data has successfully deleted. Okay, so that's all for ordering foods and drink. We move on to table booking. So customers also can make a table reservation. They need to insert number of guests. Let's say 4. Okay, so put your email, phone number, date, today, 6:52 p.m. Okay, so after we already put the details, we just simply click make your booking, and then it will show that reservation placed successfully, and our reservation code is 4252207. Okay, so same in the database. If you look, the data has been listed, this one. Okay, And then I think that's all for customer. They can make order and make booking for table. So move on to admin part. So the user needs to sign up. Okay, successfully. So we move on to admin login. So this is our admin login interface, and I already have an admin account, so I just simply put here I did 1 2 3 and then click sign in. It says successfully. So this is admin dashboard interface. As you can see on the top right here, we can see the data that we got from the user dashboard, such as currently it has 5 stalls, 30 dishes, 2 orders and 2 customers. And this is all the information that customer made. As you can see on the database, we have two data for orders. This one, okay, same like the system. So if we want to edit, let's say we want to edit this data, okay, so the data that we can only update is quantity, price and date. So let's say quantity 2, which means it's 14 ringgit. Okay, so date today and click update. So it says update successful. Okay, and if we take a look at this database, okay, the data has been changed and update 2 and 14. Okay, so if we want to delete data, we also can delete. Admin also can delete data. So just simply click delete. Okay, and the data has been gone and delete from the database also. So as we can see, if we click refresh, the data will be deleted successfully. Okay, so that's for delete some order or update some order. We move on to update or delete for table reservation. So for table reservation, the admin cannot update and delete. The admin can only can see the data for table reservation, but the admin can edit and delete the customer account, such as if we want to edit the full name of this customer, just simply double click and then let's say we want to change it to IDID Ali, and then press enter. So in the database also should, okay, this one IDID Ali. As you can see, the data has been updated. Data for user account has been updated. Okay, so if we want to delete, just simply click delete, press OK. Same, so the data should be deleted. So yes, data has been deleted successfully. So that's all I think for customer and admin part. And if the admin has already managed the system and want to sign out, just simply click sign out and successfully log out, and it will go to our homepage. So I think that's all for system demonstration. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
For data definition language, our group use create and drop. This is the general command to create table for each entity. Create table, table name, attribute name followed by data type and constraint. So here this is the example of entity's ID for create table. So this is the result of create table for each entity. We have successfully create table for each entity in our system. This is another result of another table. This is table user account, table orders, table invoice, and table reservations. Next is drop table name. This is the general command we use to drop table. So here we have successfully drop table admin account, table sold, table dishes, and table drop. And the others are table user account, table orders, table invoice, and table reservations. Next, data manipulation language. For this DML, we use select, insert, update, and delete. But first, I will present on the select and insert into the table. So here, as you can see, this is the command we put in admin account. So here, as you can see, here is the result. We have insert a value into the table admin account. For update and delete, this is the command where we set first name from the admin account Ahmad and last name Farid, where admin ID 0234728987. So here this is the result. We set user first name and last name Ahmad Farid, and then we delete the table admin account where admin account equal to 0234728987. Next, for select and insert for table slope, same as before this. This is the command we use to insert table slope. So here we insert a few values. So this is one of the values that we put in our table slope. Next, we use to update and delete table slope. So here we put a new phone number for the user into the table slope. So here this is the result. We have successfully to set a new phone number of the user, and then we delete the value from this table slope. Here is select and insert for the table dishes. For the update, we set a new dish name equal to fish. As you can see here, this is the result, where dish ID equal to 03. And then we just delete the values that we put in that we have updated before this. This is select and insert for table menu. And here are the update and delete for table menu. Okay, now so I will just go through the slide shortly. So here this is the select and insert for table user account. And this is for update and delete for user account. Next, select and insert for table orders. Update and delete for table orders. So here is the result. And this is select and insert for table invoice, as you can see here. Next, for update, we set the order status based on the invoice ID. So here, this is the result. And we delete the values we put before this. And this is the last of table that we have created, which is table reservations. So here we select and insert into the table reservation. Here is the result. And then this is update and delete. For update, we set the number of case to 3, and where the receipt ID equal to 773. And then we delete, and then we just delete the values that we have just before this.
Assalamualaikum, my name is MUQRI SAPINY, master here, which is I will present about the conclusion of our system. In conclusion, our system introduced a new system, which is an online system compared with manual system that have been used before this. This system allows users, including students and the general public, as a guest, to use this system in making purchase at Dataran Cendekia store. By using the system, user can take the opportunity to use a new system that we create to ease them when making purchase, especially for the system management. So that's all from us. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.